Sketch made this. Really? More hard rock? I'm seeing a recurring theme here. Yeah, and you've been drinking way too much. Rear ends the police car.
What the hell do you want? Let go! Let go! Let go!
I'm having rush flashbacks. Shut up. It's nothing like punctuating a death with da da da. Unless it's EastEnders. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, we're back to normal. Oh. Ooh. I like the way the actors slow down the video though.
20. Currently a resident of the county jail.
Here, Archito.
He didn't have time to fasten his seatbelt because he was too busy beating
What?
a hasty retreat.
Why are they back in their
Police had caused
office?
the accident.
What about last week?
You're looking at? No, not me.
Well, he blames himself?
In a manner of speaking. We want to know how you came to be the lone survivor.
Why I'm not dead like all the other people they're talking about, right?
What do you chalk that up to?
I can tell you. And it's the same reason I can prove I'm not lying.
You can prove it.
Convenience?
You got to admit, Scully, the kid's story makes a lot of sense.
Oh, I don't. Not for such a handsome man as yourself.
My name is Fox, and this is Dana.
You can call me Little Judy. That's what my fans call me.
Are you an actress, Judy?
I'm a very famous actress.
Yeah, I was Mrs. Peacock.
They want to see your drawing. Would you like to show it to them? Oh, it's nothing. It's just hangman.
Play a lot of hangman.
I play with my brother.
Does he visit you here?
My brother's an insufferable jerk. We play telepathically.
Archie,
Do you have any rooms?
I've had a cancellation. It's just a suite.
we'll take it.
There's a pull-out sofa.
Okay.
Just trying to get some show.
I'm glad to hear it.
Okay. Scully, you dumped him. What a bitch.
Mulder, what are you doing?
That bed nice and comfy?
Oh,
Mulder, go back to sleep.
I wish that I could, Scully. They just found Archie Seavers dead in his jail cell.
Well, lucky I just tidied up.
wow. What a sleazeball. Where is Scully anyway?
I'm just saying, but you better hope the fire marshal never comes a calling. He'd red tag you.
You call him the marshal?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Talk about my house. This town needs cleaning up.
What is with Chris Carter and his ability to write these two together?
Lurks beneath.
I'm an FBI agent, Mr. Poundstone, not an archaeologist.
Yeah, well, I got body parts in the fridge.
Okay.
Is she expecting me here today?
We told her you were coming.
Then she flung Dookie at us. So this is the other Judy.
Nice
We
outfit,
call her
Scully.
Demon Judy.
Why is the light off?
Makes you a harder target.
Sometimes a split personality responds to a strong persona who challenges the childish psychotic.
Both parents hanged themselves.
And you'll come in with me?
No way, not a chance.
Judy, it's Agent Scully. I want you to behave yourself.
I know what you want, bitch.
I want to know about Arky.
Reached the end of his rope.
I'm not afraid of you, Judy.
Oh, yes, you are.
I wouldn't rule out ghosts.
Except for the fact that they don't exist.
Of course there are ghosts.
I mean, science has proven that the stimulation of the brain's left anterior insula is linked to the feeling of a sense present. And that repeated stimulation to an area of the left temporoparietal junction is
Well, this is like foreplay for
the
them.
sense of a shadowy figure, collectively known as the Gestalt Gespenst syndrome.
Talk about flinging dookie.
Mulder, do you think of me as old?
What? Where is that coming from? Maybe dog years. No. What are you talking about?
Well, woman thinks about these things.
No, Scully, you still got it going on. You still got some scoot in your boot.
Scoot you out of here.
Not 3 times.
As in knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me? So many rude jokes.
Come back. You think you're gonna point that finger at me?
Well, but we both take them. In case they have secret power. You might want to take them too.
Okay. Weird stuff. This is Twin Peaks.
I'll take the lunch special, no mayo, salad on the side, lightly dressed. And if you bat those baby blues at me, I'll give you a little something on the side, too.
Sexual harassment, much?
Bananas. They're only good when they're appealing.
You know, one day I've got to have you over to my place to see my sword collection.
You say that to all the girls.
Ew. Creepazoid.
Just know that it can't haunt you if you don't let it.
This is a weird episode.
Like I said before, clearly there's a dark influence set loose in this town, Scully.
Yeah, that's what happens when there was a safer way to handle swords. Certainly not that way.
Well, it seems everyone's under the agreement that a man can't cut off his own head.
Good to see there's still a shred of sanity left in this town.
But for the record, I have to say it's not outside the realm of extreme possibility.
Oh, so he just tripped and fell and splattered the walls with
I'm
blood.
having thief
Well, if he
flashbacks.
were a determined man with a razor-sharp sword set on creating his own self-fulfilling
He
prophecy.
was scared out of his mind, Scully. Coming, Scully?
Evil Scully! On the prowl! Holy shit, how many shots of Scully in bed do we need to see?
Speak of the devil.
I can't sleep, Mulder.
What's the problem?
Something about this case is getting under my skin.
Well, we've had stranger cases, Scully.
Can you hold me?
Excuse me, ma'am?
Into that?
And let the fan fiction begin. Oh, so pretty.
It's gonna happen.
What's gonna happen when?
When we're old.
What do you mean when?
No, it's not. I'm at the end of that journey.
Do you want to have more kids?
Well,
What?
I would have liked to have had another one.
At the risk of sounding insensitive, what's stopping you?
What?
Besides the fact that the first time was a miracle, and besides the fact that I don't have anyone to have one with, even if I could.
Chris, we're getting into
You're
weird,
science.
awkward writing again.
Well, sometimes I think the world is going to hell. And we're the only two people who can save it.
The world is going to hell, Scully.
They had the sex. Totally platonic sex, but, you know, sex nevertheless. Maybe this is all part of a vision. Although, conveniently, Mulder lost his, kept his shirt on. Yeah, I'm totally gonna take... Oh yeah, no, totally take random pills. Is everybody having lobotomies?
Chucky Poundstone!
No letter C, super freak.
Not going in there!
Oh my god. Did the actress just laugh?
Judy, open the door! Judy! Okay.
If you need anything, you just call me.
I can't imagine that I will.
Wow! Bitch! Just use him and throw him out. He turned on that TV really quick.
But then again, it's not out of the realm of extreme possibility.
Okay. What? Oh. That's disgusting! To have that sword swing at the end, seriously. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay. Hey everybody, so I just got done watching season 11's third episode, +1, written by Chris Carter. Or, as I like to call it, Chris Carter's attempt to write fan fiction. Just... It's better than Babylon. I mean, that's not saying much, but it's definitely better than Babylon. But yeah, let's address the Monster of the Week part of the story before we address other things that I know are going to overshadow this whole episode. And, you know, I think I need to address it separately because I don't think the reaction will be quite what everybody would expect from me. But let's start off with, so we've got a story about doppelgangers, which we know Chris Carter is obsessed with. Obviously, Fight Club is the automatic comparison point, because that dealt, you know, explicitly with doppelgangers. And while I don't like that episode, I don't think many people like it at all. It had its moments, and you know, it had a kind of interesting concept. Whereas this, I feel it flat-footedly kind of tries to deal with mental health issues, you know, talking about schizophrenia and stuff like that. But it does it in the X-Files' very clumsy way that it does mental health issues. And it's very difficult to watch without just going, okay. And I don't even really feel like we got any explanation for how any of this happened, why Mulder and Scully stuck with it, what the connection is and stuff like that. I just, it's not badly written or shot or anything. It just doesn't explain anything particularly well. And like I said, there's just, and it feels like it's trying to deal with a serious subject, like at the mental hospital, with like comedic weird nurses. And I'm just like, okay, these are medical professionals? And half of the time, Scully even, I was just like, okay, one, you're not a psychiatrist. Your field of expertise, I don't care how much we all joke about how she knows everything. I mean, I still have issues with her diagnosing Mulder with depression and just managing to, like, rummage him up a prescription. I have issues with that alone, but she is not a psychiatrist, and there is so much of this where she's like, I don't know, but I'll try to give a, like, informed expert opinion and stuff, and I'm just like, oh my god, Scully's been at the Google again. I felt like it was trying to be cohesive, but just felt a little flat. I mean, there was interesting things like, the lawyer alone was a weird guy, and I felt he had no character development, and literally only turns up to show off his client, and then dies. And I'm like, am I supposed to care about him? I didn't feel like I cared about anybody that was affected in this, to be honest. Karen Knavel, who of course was Mrs. Peacock in Home, does a great job here of being Lucy / Little Lucy. But I just, even them, I felt so much time was spent in this episode, you know, with Scully waking up in bed and Mulder just being like, hello, more people have died. It's just like, it just feels really, the pacing in this is really off. I can't explain it. It has setups, but I don't really feel like there's any payoff for any of it. And like I say, it's just a really big stretch. I'm really confused how we go from this from last week, where, you know, they're like not on the run but kind of in hiding, you know, being chased down by the Russians, and I don't know if we're supposed to be believed because now Erica Price has disappeared into the wind, whether it's okay for them to be back in the office. But why are they back in the office? Quite easily being, none of this gets explained. And, you know, I still have residual, like, from My Struggle 3, Scully has his vision. If she knows that everybody's going to, you know, this Spartan virus and that, one, why is she not working on, this is the problem with having this ongoing mythology now. And having had that vision. If Scully knows there's going to be a virus, I know I'm dwelling on past stuff, but I feel like it's important for, if we're going to have these episodes where, say like with this, we get some mythology sprinkled in. This has nothing. This has nothing mythology related. But I feel it shows off the recurring problem with this current setup. My struggle 3, I still have issues with, if Scully's had this vision, if she knows Mulder's in danger, the only reason why Mulder needed the stem cells was because he was ill beyond help. Why isn't she synthesizing this cure already? Why isn't she, you know, screw this whole, search for William. They don't need William if she just works on the vaccine early. But apparently that's just forgotten. We have this whole setup with the Russians and the simulation and Erica Price, who, you know, I get how the Monster of the Work episodes, Monster of the Week, Monster of the Work. Oh my god, I've got such a pounding headache, you'll have to forgive me. And actually not from this episode for a change. There's a bug going around at the moment. Anyway, I'm sidetracking. So, I get how Monster of the Week episodes get. They're not connected to the mythology. You know, clearly we're going to have some episodes that do link in. This does not. I get that. But I just don't see how you go from one week to the next and everything's back to normal. And I guess that's the point of serialization TV, where you don't need to have seen previous episodes to know what's going on. Fine. But I don't know. I don't know why. I've gone off on a complete tangent, but that's just something that bugged me. But whereas, say, like I said in Home Again last time, that, you know, essentially rehashed, like, elements from previous episodes, but felt fresh, like a good episode. This rehashes old story ideas, but I don't feel it particularly pays off in any way. There's just no payoff. I mean, we're not even talking like Elegy, you know, where Scully sees, you know, the dead guy, and then, you know, she had the cancer and stuff like that. You know, they're seeing their doppelgangers and that. Mulder actually has a fight with his doppelganger, which, you know, I have no issue watching two David Duchovny's face off, but, you know, I don't know. I just felt like it was no payer. I really didn't. I felt that the story was trying to connect itself into the Mulder Scully side of things, but it was really ham-fisted. And it makes me so sad because, you know, I never got why people had issues with Chris Carter. These past 2 seasons, I don't know if I'm older and wiser and that's why I'm more aware of it. But Chris Carter used to write amazing episodes, really enjoyable, but he's really slipping. And I do stand by the fact that this is better than Babylon, better than My Struggles from season 10. But yeah, no, I felt like nothing happened in 42 minutes. That sounds really silly, but no. And it's so sad because some of it was really well shot. And Mark Snow's music is beautiful. There are times when it's quiet and I was like, it would have been nice to have some light music underneath. There were times that were quiet that needed to be quiet, but there were other times where I felt there was missing a score. But otherwise, Mark Snow's music is beautiful with nice, like, trippy versions of the main theme, and then we get the normal, like, kind of love version of the tones and stuff. So, it was really well done. But the episode, I just felt like it was a waste of time, to be honest. I felt like it was like, I want to cover the doppelganger story. But yeah, there's no closure. There's no. So the twins were doing it. I just and like I say, it's just this approach to mental health. I was just like, okay, yeah, whatever. Not everybody with schizophrenia needs to be locked up. You get that, right? And then we get to the Mulder Scully. Okay, so something I've been conscious of since the start of season 10 is that Chris Carter really seems to be struggling with this whole notion of having Mulder and Scully in the same scene. Not doing that. Sorry. Having them in the same scene together. It's just like he feels that if they're in the same scene together, they've got to be like, ooh, we used to have sex. No, but we can't have sex anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. Blah blah blah. That's not the point. We proved last week, beyond a shadow of a doubt, how well these two can work together, but have that pass and that flirtation of people that work together, that have, that love each other, that have been together as a romantic couple, that have had the sex and a baby and stuff like that, but still have this history and it still be there in who they are now. Whereas Chris Carter really seems to struggle with that. And I just figured that was why he always seems to have them completely apart in his episodes. And to be honest, I mean, obviously, both characters investigate their own avenues of expertise. Scully with the medical side, and Mulder with his side. And I just... So anyway, we get to... Chris Carter is trying to have the flirtation say that Glenn Morgan did really, really well. But it's done with this kind of, like, grudge. I've said this before, I'll say it again easily. Chris Carter is in denial of the fact. And I know he's still frustrated with, the idea of Mulder and Scully hooking up and stuff. I think if this episode had been written with Frank Spotnitz, and it's episodes like this that really, really make me miss Uncle Frank. I get that he's off, doing his own stuff, but I wish he was back. I have a lot more faith in his balancing Chris Carter side of things. But yes, we get to this bedroom scene, and it's like Chris Carter is trying to go, look, shippers, I got them together. You're still pissed at me for separating them. Again, I stand by my viewpoint last week that, the breakup served no purpose. And it feels like he's trying to go, oh, look, they get to kissing close and stuff, even though there's no kissing in this episode. There's sex, but, twice. But again, it's really awkwardly danced around. It just feels like a fan fiction, but not a particularly good fan fiction. There were lines in this I swear I've written myself in fan fiction. It's like he had a fan fiction binge read and was like, ooh, I'll take that idea. Oh, this is what the shippers want. Let's totally copy this really poorly written exchange, and I'll do my own little spin on it. The talk about, like, I get the whole, I don't want you to, find some younger person and stuff like that. That I kind of got, and I got the whole, I actually will say, I kind of appreciate the awkwardness at the end, because I feel like that's what we were missing out on, in a way. I mean, I didn't really want to see it. This is the thing, people think that, as a shipper, that I should want to see Scully and Mulder banging and kissing all the time. I don't! There was a panel in the comics, I think the season 10 comics, that had a possessed Mulder having sex with Scully. And it was just Scully on top. And I looked at it, I was like, ew, okay. If I want to read fan fiction, I will read fan fiction. Do not need to see that stuff on the screen. And you know what? Somebody made a comment last week. Oh my god. I'm sure the username Candice. Okay, it was Candice here. I saw her review of last week's This. And she was joking when Mulder and Scully are handcuffed together. She said, isn't it sad that other shows get, you know, characters being lovey-dovey with each other, you know, kissing and stuff like that. And we have to be happy just to see hands touching, no matter how forced. And I was like, that is so true. But at the same time, that's what makes this show what it is. And that makes the relationship what it is it is all the small touches and knowing nods and stuff like that make it so much more intimate. This is why I get frustrated when people seem to think that all we want is Mulder and Scully snogging all the time, and it's not that at all. It's just that knowledge, and as I stand by last week's This, which I wish I'd given a 9 to, not an 8. Because I've seen it twice more since. I loved it way more than I thought I did. But, you know, I've said this time and time again, and I'm sorry, I'm rattling on about the same old stuff. It is the tiny little things, but just knowing that they're together means so much more. But yeah, no, I'm saying, when you know, before I got tangential as per usual, I appreciate the end bit because there's that awkwardness that we didn't get to see when they first started sleeping together in season 7. And you could, you know, all the fan fictions are just like, oh yeah, it was natural. And, you know, yeah, there's that element where, you know, it may have been natural, but at the same time, they'd been, you know, close friends for 7 years. So there must have been some awkwardness. And I've read some good fan fiction that has really covered that awkwardness really well. I can't think of any names off the top of my head, but yeah, there are amazing fan fictions out there. Please check out if you're even remotely interested. Check out my fan fiction. No, don't. Some of that stuff, honestly. Anyway, the point is I feel like the end of this was a slight nod to that kind of thing where they were trying to cover that feeling that wasn't covered previously. And, you know, obviously it would be awkward. They're in this situation now where they've been together, they love each other, they've had sex. I still say they had make-up sex last week, but, you know, whatever. So there was an awkwardness there that was good, but at the same time was a little awkward to watch. As weird as that sound. I appreciated it, but it was a little... okay. I mean, it had a resolution, and yeah. My pervy side is just like, yeah. But, yeah. And there was discussion during the bed scene where, you know, it was like, oh, the world is falling apart. You know, we're going to be the only ones and stuff like that. But it was the discussion about Scully having children. Now, again, I feel like this has been covered in fan fiction with the whole, when they were on the run, and again, I've even, in one of my works in progress that I haven't given up on, but haven't gone back to for ages, you know, I discussed the possibility of Scully getting pregnant again. And that being discussed, but this, again, is ham-fistedly handled here. In this kind of why she can't have kids. Again, we're completely ignoring the possibilities of if she hooked up with somebody. I mean, obviously I don't want her hooking up with somebody else, but she could hook up with somebody else with kids, who already has kids. Adoption, fostering, there are other options besides biological clock. But it was really insensitively handled, especially considering all the William stuff and how much that has been an open wound recently. I did feel it was really awkwardly handled. I didn't think this was the time for this discussion. Maybe, you know, the discussion about, are we gonna still be together now? Even though in Home Again we had Scully's declaration that I'll be always there with you, you know, finding the truth and stuff. Some of that is like a silent communication between them two. I didn't necessarily feel like it needed voicing. Yes, it was pretty. Those two are very pretty together. I want much more them together scenes, please. Well, not scenes, but notions of them being together. That would be nice. But yeah, I just felt awkward. I felt like Chris Carter was trying to go, this is what you want. And I was just like, not like that. Kind of like that, but not quite. It's like he was trying the whole episode to link this in, to build it up. What is with Mulder randomly, like, just standing over her bed? Also, the interchange, I pointed it out during my reaction, but I didn't have that good a reaction, so I don't think I'll keep it in the edit. Is Mulder comes in and is like, what did you find out? Did he not pass? Unless he was already in the room, I guess. I guess. Maybe he was already in the room. But anyway, the point is did he not pass Scully and not talk to her when he came in the room? Or is there another entrance into the suite elsewhere? I don't really know American motels, so, and I certainly don't know suites. You know, I've only ever stayed in one hotel suite, and that had one door. I don't know, but, you know, entry point wise. But I don't know American motels, but do suites have like a back door, if you will, that he could have come into without talking to her, or what? So yeah, there was a lot of weirdness in this episode. I don't know even how to feel about it. I know everybody's going to go berserk about the bed scene, and I'm like, yeah, music video fodder and fanfiction fodder and stuff. But I just felt like it was really ham-fisted. Really awkwardly handled. But yeah, this isn't a bad episode. It's just lacking. It's very meh, if you know what I mean. I don't know what to make of it. There's no payoff to anything in this, except for the sex. But otherwise, yeah, no. It's very meh. I just don't know what else to say about this one. I feel like I'm going round and round and round and waffling on nonsensically. So I really, really apologise. But yeah, that was +1. I don't know, give it... I don't even know why I give numbers at this point, because I lose track of, like, where my quality standards are. A 6. It's above average. I got something in my mouth, sorry. It's above average. I'd give it a 6. It's not awful. Like I say, it's not Babylon. It's not my struggle, you know, 1, 2, 3 or whatever. It's just... It just feels a little lazy at parts. And like I said, there's no payoff. It's just weird. I think this could have been a longer episode. The pacing is totally off. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I thought I was going to say more like performances by Karen Canaveral and stuff like that, but they were all good. But yeah, it was just awkward and weird. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please share your thoughts, where you think, if the season has gotten better since the beginning, what your thoughts are on Chris Carter and his writing. everybody, you know, I've seen the comparison made between him and George Lucas before, and I really do feel like he's lost touch with his characters, and he's trying to do what people want, but not doing it particularly well. Especially because, you know, this is something he's going to come back to and go, oh no, it was all fake. No, they totally didn't do that. Also, when does Mulder wear vests to bed? Anyway, that was just a random thought that has been bugging me since I saw the promotional material. But no, thank you so much for watching. Please share your thoughts. I have absolutely loved chatting with you guys in the comments. So a massive shout out to, of course, Darth Sidious, X511, and John Sanders. Thank you so much, guys, for chatting with me and commenting. It's so nice to talk about this stuff. I don't really have anybody else to talk about this show with, so that sounds really pathetic and sad, but no, thank you. It's been so much fun, and I've had a good laugh, especially comments like, you know, about my lack of knowledge about alien technology timeframes and stuff. That made me laugh so hard. But no, please share your comments, and we'll see how next week goes with Darren Morgan's The Forgotten Art of Forehead Sweat, which I always accidentally call forehead sex because, you know, that's what we're used to with Mulder and Scully, and I don't know if that's a play on that, but it's supposed to be a funny episode. Some have said it's not quite funny, but I know it's in the lead up to episode 5, which is supposed to be an emotional roller coaster. So, no, next week should be a funny one. So if it's anything like last week's episode, then it's just going to be insane. So, yeah, that's next week's episode. But for now, this was Plus One. Please take care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you somewhere down the line.